One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to the news. To present, my name is Henry Himonde. A look at the top stories. Government says Zambia is still the preferred investment destination. Minister calls for relocation of communities living in fishing camps due to high cholera cases in southern province. Farmers urge to access agricultural loans. Plus, Kasama mayor happy with Central Business District roadworks. And now the news in detail. Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga says government has made strategic plans on how to grow the economy. The minister explained that 2024 is the year of implementing the economic growth agenda for Zambia to ensure Zambia remains the preferred investment destination as a result of the country's stable political and economic environment. Kalan Muchima now reports.
Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga says the year 2024 is the year for economic transformation for Zambia.
Our government has made strategic plans on how we want to develop our economy. And this year is a year of implementation of economic growth agendas. So even when we were back home, we had strategic planned meetings that we are going to have. Today we had a few meetings with Rio Tinto and other people that we strongly believe that when we bring them back home in our country, they will contribute to the growth of the copper production from a staggering 600,000 to 800,000 tons to 3 million tons in the next 8 years. Because from the time we took over government, we said in the next 10 years. So our focus still remains, and we have put in policies and fundamentals that have attracted reinvestment in the mining sector.
The minister says Zambians must believe that President Hakainde Hichilema's administration is concerned with the welfare of the nation and its people.
When the president gave a directive on positive discrimination, local content, it's about bringing Zambian contractors and suppliers to do tangible business with the mining entities. We have seen pronouncements coming in from mining companies of injection of $2 billion, but the Zambian business communities have got no feel of the $2 billion. Now a time has come. When a pronouncement is made, there should definitely be a procurement system that has been pronounced and how much of that revenue Zambian business owners are going to have a hand in it.
Mr. Mlenga is meanwhile concerned with a statement attributed to an envoy accredited to Zambia with regards to the country's economic affairs.
One thing for certain that I can assure the country and every person that is paying attention to what we are doing in Zambia is that the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, our government, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, is doing every solicitation of investment into the Zambian country at a premium with integrity. We have continued to pay particular attention on ethics, corrupt-free activities. It's a more reason why that in the past 2 years, you see, we have attracted investment from countries that pay attention to ethical way of doing businesses like.
The minister said this in an interview with Zanis in Switzerland, where he is attending the 54th World Economic Forum being held under the theme Rebuilding Trust. Kalan Muchima reporting for Zanis, Davos.
And Finance and National Planning Minister Stumbeko Msokotwane has called for enhanced regional integration as a way of promoting increased economic efficiency and growth. Dr. Msokotwane says enhanced regional integration also helps member states to gain improved access to larger markets within the integrated region, providing opportunities for businesses to expand and attract investment. Here are the details.
President Hakainde Hichilema's representatives at the ongoing 54th World Economic Forum being held in Davos, Switzerland, have continued to engage with the various stakeholders on the sidelines of the forum. Finance and National Planning Minister Stumbeko Msokotwane, who is leading the Zambian delegation, has held meetings with various representatives of companies who have expressed interest to investing in Zambia.
We're discussing the possibilities of renewing our commitment to Luapula, to Zambia, as well as discussing a number of potential investment conferences and how to grow the tourism base in Zambia in order to make sure that the job creation and the benefits for Zambia continue to grow.
Other representatives, the minister has held talks with representatives from the sanitation and water sector.
We work with our partners in order to elevate political prioritization of water and sanitation in national, regional, and global agendas. We champion multi-stakeholder approaches, and we have a strong emphasis on supporting political leaders who have already expressed a strong interest in water and sanitation, as your president has done.
Dr. Msokotwane also featured on an exclusive interview with CNBC Africa of South Africa, where he called for synergies among African countries as a way of boosting regional economic growth.
In all this, of course, we don't have to forget about the regional cooperation.
Sure.
One of the things we've always said that you have in South Africa assemblies of cars for Mercedes-Benz, Toyota, BMW, Volkswagen. They want to put away the old engines of petrol and diesel. They want to put motors driven by electricity. We say to them, these electrical motors is copper. Copper is in Zambia, is in DRC. Come and make the engines here. Take them in South Africa, put into your car assemblies. South Africa wins, Zambia wins, Congo wins. You, the manufacturer of these cars, you win.
The minister is accompanied by Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga, State House Principal Private Secretary Bradford Majila, Special Assistant to the President for Economic Affairs Pamela Nakamba, and the Minister of Finance and National Planning Permanent Secretary for Economic Management and Finance Zanis Chisenda. The delegation also comprises representatives from the private sector and the Zambia Development Agency ZDA. Several companies are also exhibiting at the forum, whose theme is Rebuilding Trust. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Davos, Switzerland.
The public service microfinance company PSMFC has called on women and youths in the public service to apply for agriculture asset plus loans. Public Service Microfinance Company Acting Chief Executive Officer Sydney Siluonde said out of the 1,147 civil servants who have accessed the different types of loans the institution is offering, only 30% are women. He stated that the number of youths applying for loans is also low, noting that the company will put up a strategy to encourage more youths and women to apply for the loans. Mr. Siluonde also mentioned that youth should change the mindset of thinking agriculture is only for the elderly, but recognize farming as an anchor for economic development. Meanwhile, Mr. Siluonde disclosed that the company is implementing joint financing for up to 4 civil servants who would like to access financing as a group. He added that the joint financing model encourages cooperation and formation of cooperatives. He explained that the company is not only interested in making money, but empowering civil servants through agriculture. He suggested that civil servants intending to apply for agricultural loans for the next farming seasons should start now and should consider irrigation equipment in order to practice continuous production. Mr. Siluonde said Public Service Microfinance Company has so far disbursed over 1 million kwacha as agricultural plus loans.
So far, we've paid 1,147 public service workers have accessed agricultural assets of different types. Some it's equipment like tractors, some it's irrigation, some it's solar, some it's inputs. Yeah, so basically, in terms of how much we've paid in excess of 100 million. So the uptake is really, really exciting. In terms of the gender distribution, it's a bit disappointing because if you look at the distribution, the uptake from our women folk is not very encouraging. Because currently, if you look at our statistics, we have 70% male public service workers accessing the product, and 30% female public service workers. So what going forward, we will take measures now to energize our women folk so that they can come up and take up this product. Because this is life. And this is a business. And also the other aspect of our statistics that you note is the uptake from amongst the youth is also quite low. So our strategy is now to try and energize the youth to take up this agriculture, because unfortunately most of our youth look at agriculture as an activity for old people. But that is not true. We need to change that mindset. Under joint financing, we allow up to 4 people who are not related in any way, as long as they are public service workers, to finance equipment together. So you can have a public service worker, one is working in Zanis, one is in ZESCO, one works at Public Service Microfinance, and one is a teacher under the Ministry of Education. As long as you are, let's say you are farms within the same area, you can actually get equipment together. Because it doesn't help for all the 4 of us who are neighbors to have a tractor each and to have only a plow each. But if we agree to work together, we can get one big tractor that can meet the needs of the 4 of us.
In health news, Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo has launched the oral cholera vaccination exercise in George Compound in Lusaka district. The launch follows the 1.4 million doses of cholera vaccines, which was donated by the World Health Organization to help fight the cholera epidemic. Zanis Malumba now gives us details in this report.
George Township is one of the densely populated areas in Lusaka. The township is also one of the hotspots of the cholera epidemic. With the 1.4 million doses of cholera vaccine that the government received from the World Health Organization, administration of the vaccine has since commenced in the township. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo launched the vaccination exercise and called on all eligible population, especially those in the cholera-prone areas, starting from children above 1 year old, to get vaccinated.
Lelo bonse bantu chokela muntu mwana mena age 1 year ngati mwana wako alina 1 year naye mai wake tate wake baneba lelo panditenge vaccine. Iyo vaccine tikaitenga timpasani chambe 1 dose kwa ikwane 6 months no cholera. But takakamba no cholera. So kambati kaiwa nani la saine manje ningate vadoti bakambati no uzadwala. You have to look after yourselves. Muzisunge na bana banu mubasunge na omuna banu mubasunge.
The Cholera Task Force Committee of Ministers were also present and had these words to the people.
Directing that all the areas, the locations, Kanyama, George, Matero, those that have been identified as hotspots for cholera must be given a 24/7 attention.
Where the children are playing in dirty waters, the children are eating mangoes, other fruits in the streets where there are so many flies. If we don't control such attitudes, it will be very difficult to control the spreading.
Now we are on the ground. We shall work together to see that we remove the garbage. We provide clean, safe drinking water. And when we do that, and we come back and find that you have thrown back the garbage, we shall work with you.
All the ministers led as an example by having themselves vaccinated for cholera. This has excited the residents.
Hii program bashachabe mushe ba government tutanje sifuka mele bamwajira ni bambiri. Benda na mafamily yetu wenda kubamwalira. Mai batira so na kondo ya
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Osaka.
Still on health, in view of the cholera outbreak, government has continued to undertake measures aimed at curbing the epidemic. Lusaka Province Minister Shehu Muliata has toured intercity bus terminals to assess the facility and sensitize bus operations on the importance of maintaining high hygiene standards. Mutalekani accompanied the minister and brought us this report.
Government has heightened measures meant to curb the cholera outbreak in the country.
In line with this resolve, Lusaka Province Administration is working around the clock to ensure that the situation quickly normalizes. Lusaka Province Minister Shiumuliata today toured Intercity Bus Terminus to assess the hygiene situation at the facility. Intercity Bus Terminus houses stores and restaurants, which compelled the minister to check the situation on the ground.
We want to see a clean terminus where our travelers are treated as they are going in the bus. The other thing is the eating, buying of food around the bus stop. These foods that are just brought, you don't even know was cooked. And I'm happy that most of the restaurants have been closed.
The minister also took time to sensitize bus operators and the public on the importance of maintaining high hygiene standards.
Because mubasi mungapezeke muri bantu botwana. At least my measures as a mwachabanji mwaika in place. Tika manindi mzeru kuli mwe driver na conductor. Na kuli bantu bari pa basi. Safety kulisungawe mwini. Mwangene mwaikako sensitizer mwachita kumanja. So that muri safe.
The Intercity Bus Terminus manager outlined measures Lusaka City Council is undertaking to keep the facility safe from the waterborne disease.
What we've told them, if they're selling food, it should be in a container. But mostly we are not allowing them anymore.
Meanwhile, the Muslim Social and Welfare Society donated chlorine to Intercity Bus Terminus. If the fight against the cholera pandemic should be won, facilities such as the Lusaka Intercity Bus Terminus should be in tip-top hygiene condition. Mtalekani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
The news continues. Southern Province Minister Credo Nanjua has called for the relocation of communities living in fishing camps along Kafue River in Monze district. This follows the rise in cholera cases in the province. Liseli Muche now gives us details in this report.
This is the epicenter of the cholera epidemic in Southern Province. Namalio Fishing Camp is among some of the fishing communities along the Kafue River in Monze district, from which the majority of cholera cases in the province have emanated. So far, over 73 cumulative cases have been recorded in the province, with this area accounting for the majority. This has moved Southern Province Administration, joined by the Provincial Joint Operations Committee, to get on the ground to appreciate the cholera situation in the area.
We don't want to use force on our people, but we want to persuade them to understand what exactly government is trying to achieve for them. We have managed to convince them after we have explained the dangers of cholera, the importance of them coming out of those camps. In the next 2-3 days, our people in Namalio have agreed to leave the place until further notice.
Health authorities in the province have continued sharing key guidelines to prevent cholera.
Abantu 20 n'abalwala kai. Umuntu ngalwala bwangu mwamutwala pa chipatala. Tufite twa making sure ati kunonko tukede turejese imbuzi te. Wina wokala bwali wonse. Ete makama kuti mwajika menda avira no muyo wanyu ate. Ija kulya nchotu jiga. Twamana kuti jiga twele kuti kavale kuti kwanzini itachani itakali.
Earlier, Mr. Nanjua and his delegation paid a Ketesiko on Chief Hamusonde and the Monze District Administration.
This situation that we are in, yes, it requires high level of collaboration. We need to work with their Royal Highnesses also, Office of the Members of Parliament, Office of the District Commissioner, and the local authorities.
It is true there is cholera breakout in these fishing camps. I am still of the opinion that those people must be removed from that place. We can give them places to stay.
Liseli Simusole, Zanis in Monze District, Southern Province.
In other news, Luangeni constituency member of Parliament Moses Moyo has advised farmers in Eastern Province to access the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility loan aimed at promoting productivity. Mr. Moyo says government wants to promote agriculture as a business in the province where there are a lot of small-scale farmers. Take a look at this report.
Eastern Province is the agriculture hub of Zambia, where most farmers are practically small-scale. The introduction of the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility loans by government is an initiative meant to promote agriculture as a business as well as enhance productivity among peasant farmers in the province. Luangeni Constituency Member of Parliament Moses Moyo has implored farmers in the province to effectively access the loans.
I've just come in the province and I've taken a thorough lookout on the disbursement of these loans that the President initiated. I should commend government and commend the head of state that he has shown a deeper understanding how agricultural migration should be done. Previously, there was a perpetual engagement of small-scale farmers that they should remain in that fold. But the president has changed the narrative that there should be graduation from small-scale farmers into medium-scale. These loans are really commendable. And I've been from Nyimba, Petauke, Katete. It has been so much encouraging and farmers are so excited. I wish this program started years back. I'm sure Eastern Province being a breadbasket, the narrative should have been totally different. As you are aware, in Eastern Province, 70% of the people are engaged in farming, subsistence farming, and there hasn't been any migration whatsoever from subsistence farming to medium-scale farming. That's why there's been a poverty generational chain that hasn't been broken. But the president, I think, with this initiative, a lot will change.
The Luangeni lawmaker says the loan facility will promote productivity as well as food security in the province.
So I'm very delighted and so excited about the development that has gone on in Eastern Province. As far as Eastern Province, I can rest assure the country that come harvest time, we're expected to have bumper harvest. The only worrying thing could be rainfall, but I think government has done its homework. Farmers received their inputs timely, and coupled with this loan facility that has been extended to those that didn't benefit through e-voucher.
And Alivas Daka, a farmer, has commended government for introducing the loan facility.
The beneficiary wa programu hii ya maloni ya boma yotola fertilizer nitokoza Honorable Moyo Deputy Speaker kwera kwao achitamonga athandizira chifukwa patonto i process ya maloni eziyankalako slow. Nisaluwe kutokoza boma ya UPND panchito za bwino zamene zakuchita. Iyi programu ya maloni yachita cover alimi manyinji ngako chifukwa lomba tililini limited monga kufisi kuti mutola 6 bags tyala. Uku tutola mpaka 40 bags. Chifukwa tuchitogula na ndraba. Akakupasani kala kavacha mukuya ku shop nene mbonu wa bwino vaya asuwetola kale bakine watolako ma 40 bags ma 60 kgs ya mbeu kuti wakachali. Meaning that chiulingirira boma kuti ichite kuti kakolole mofikapo bwino chikwanishike chifukwa munthu otola katundu kungawe kuipa moyo kwa munthu ngati angatole ola katundu na kuyogulisa ndi chiganizo ya bwino aliye.
Sylvester Chimba for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
And now the rest of the news. Government has urged council workers to implement the amended statutory instrument number 5 of 2024 without fear, as it is the legal backing for local authorities to maintain order and sanity in communities. Meanwhile, the church has welcomed the amended statutory instrument number 5 of 2024 and have pledged to work towards its implementation. And in Northwestern Province, Kasama District Town Council Chairperson Brian Kakonkanya says the local authority has embarked on installation of industrial boreholes with overhead water tanks aimed at providing clean piped water to local communities. Mwiche Chipoya now gives us details in this report.
Access to clean and safe water is essential and a basic need for every citizen. The local authority in Kasama district has responded to President Hakainde Hichilema's call to provide piped water to the local communities.
Etwa virukijire kuno wa 2014 mema ashupire twayanga okamikoko potwa tapuranga pano panyuma yawe okafurumende popotwa kumona mwaka wapo yareta tankiye bino byo bareta mema twasangarara mambo mema kuno wakwita shupa.
Kasama Town Council Chairperson Brian Kakonkanya says clean water is a necessity for every citizen.
Water is a very is a resource which is on high demand here in Kasama. Okay. Very high demand. This we thought is actually going to save our communities better, and this suits perfectly well with the presidential pronouncement of providing clean water to the communities, and I think we are in line with what the president desires.
Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata has called for enhanced sensitization to Cape vandalism.
I think this is good enough for government, and I think one of the concerns from government has been the issue of vandalism. So we believe that maybe there should be some small budget to engage the PR as we have done the pilot project before we go flat out to mount this infrastructure. That means there should be some money for sensitization so that the community understand that these projects are put in the community because they belong to the communities, to save the communities themselves. And if they are subjected to vandalism, then it's retrogressive on your part, on the part of government, and then in the end people say government is not functioning.
Clean water plays an important role in preventing waterborne diseases. Mwiche Chipoya for Zanis, Kasama District, Northwestern Province.
And in Northern Province, Kasama Mayor Teresa Kolala has expressed happiness with the workmanship on the pothole patching exercise in Kasama Central Business District by Robcon Construction Company. Mrs. Kolala says the constructor on site has so far done 10% of the works. Japhet Munkondia gives us more in this report.
Construction of 1.5 kilometers of township roads in Kasama district has commenced. Lopcon Construction Company is the company contracted to undertake works and has started patching potholes as they wait for the lanes to reduce to work on the drainage system. Kasama Mayor inspected the ongoing works and is happy with what she found.
We have very bad potholes around the CBD, which he has started with. This whole contract is a contract for about 2 million kwacha. And this contractor is also a contractor from Kasama, meaning we are actually encouraging local contractors to do the works in their respective districts. And this is a way to go, and I would like to even appeal to other contractors that, when you are given such kind of a job, you put in the effort like what I'm seeing with Robcom contractors.
Mulilansolo Ward Councillor Lilo Insofu, who accompanied the mayor, had this to say.
Commend the contractor, Robcon Construction, who signed the contract on the 27th of December for the job so far that is being well done. I think, like the mayor said, they are going out of their scope because they're a local contractor, so they have Kasama at heart. So they're doing a good job.
The contractor assured the mayor that he would deliver quality works.
We want to make sure that this job, we have to finish on time. I think that's our aim as a company. Despite we are going to have some challenges, the lanes and whatsoever. So we are trying to make sure that we complete on time.
Kasama residents could not hide their joy.
Achakawati monse omuno pa town center ponse bawami nishama accident bala jeff yako yepo yana nishi watu afu hayi nishi bapa kuna space ababa nishi wa majinga lia nishi wakola pita bwino nishi watushia kwa nishira bumusa.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama, I'm Japhet Munkondia.
An educationist in Chirundu district in Southern Province, Mijelo Munsanje, has supported the proposal by the Teaching Council of Zambia to introduce licentiate exams for teachers in the country. Mr. Munsanje says the move will promote professionalism in the education sector by ensuring that only competent teachers are employed. Mr. Munsanje noted in an interview that once this is achieved, it will create a direct interaction between the council and the teaching fraternity. He observed that currently there is a missing link between the council as a regulator and the teaching fraternity, which has created a vacuum in promoting continuing capacity development among teachers. Mr. Munsanje alleged that in the past some teachers with fake academic qualifications cheated the system and got employed through dubious means. Hence, the introduction of licentiate exams will cure some of the loopholes. He further alleged that some teachers used fake grade 12 school results to enter tertiary institutions where they got diplomas, degrees, and other professional qualifications by perfecting the art of deception. Recently, the Teaching Council of Zambia Registrar Ebi Mubanga proposed the introduction of licentiate exams for teachers in a bid to ensure that only competent teachers are employed in the country.
People are getting grade 12 certificates through dubious means. So to ascertain that someone has good results in grade 12, somebody has a diploma in teaching, maybe they made it a culture even to go further, to get a degree through dubious means. But then the children down there are the ones suffering. So there is a missing link here. Teaching Council of Zambia as regulators of the teachers and the teaching fraternity need to interact with the teachers. They need to see are these teachers able to read and write? Because there are teachers that literally can't write a letter. But they are teachers. They are teaching grade 4s. And this is why we are seeing our children not performing very well. So that little interaction between Teaching Council of Zambia and the teachers through the licentiate exam is going to give assurance to the Teaching Council that for sure the kind of teachers we are giving licenses are teachers who are able to teach. They are equal to the task intellectual.
And finally, the Constituency Development Fund has improved the life of a Kasama district resident, Esther Mtale, who acquired life training skills after being sponsored on the government-funded skills development bursary at Mungwi Skills Training Center. Here's a report.
Esther Mtale is a beneficiary of the government-funded skills development bursaries under the Constituency Development Fund and was sponsored to study metal fabrication at Mungwi Skills Center in Northern Province. She is one of the testimonies of the positive impact of how the CDF Skills Development Bursary is transforming the lives of people. Mutale has now been employed at Kenla's Investment, a company subcontracted to produce desks under CDF for the Ministry of Education.
Abantu bamo barafira ukubomba emirimo imwe kwe bati awo yundimo amaume only men can do this, but even us ladies we can do it.
Kenla's Investment Limited Director Davis Mwenda said his company is producing over 1,500 quality desks for Kasama Central and Lukasha constituencies.
So far, Lukasha has sent up about 600. Kasama Central by send up for 400. Quality no kuondoa teti ndio na mwana mwewe. It's very good, very standard quality. Ama challenges out kwetu kulingana ngefi inchito ikulile na ikula kwena. Icho tulefwaya ni empowerment. Right to empower in terms of equipment. Machines ya kupalila maplanga, cutting, welding machines.
The company has employed 14 people on a permanent basis.
Efo kutashako ubuteko pakutupela ko imirimo ya madeski. Kuleta kutotela pakalamba sana.
CDF kaleta twale imona poyo. Nomba muri nonshita nakusanga kwa ati chintu na chisabu sana. Takutulepa papa tanakuteka. Uteko yizwa papa.
CDF is indeed a game changer as its impact on people's lives is visible for everyone to see. Helen Walia for Zanis in Kasama, Northern Province.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go away, let's take another look at the top stories. Government says Zambia is still the preferred investment destination. Minister calls for relocation of communities living in fishing camps due to high cholera cases in southern province. Farmers urged to access agricultural loans. Plus, Kasama mayor happy with Central Business District roadworks. That ends the news. That is all we had packaged for you. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Remember to protect yourself and your family against cholera. Until next time, it's goodbye.